Everyone is asking me the same question right now. Should I buy Dubai property or should I wait? But instead of giving you my opinion, I want to break it down using real numbers, real scenarios, and actual investor logic. Because once you understand the math, the decision becomes a lot more clearer. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you what happens if you buy now, what happens if you wait, and how serious investors actually make a decision. Okay, so let's start with where the market is actually at today. Over the last 30 days, transaction volumes have dropped around about 30 to 40%. Negotiation has returned to the market and buyer behavior has shifted from an aggressive type to more of a selective type. Now, what do I mean by that? A few months ago, buyers, they were rushing into deals, they were paying close to the asking price or more, and they were competing for units. Now, buyers are taking a lot more time, they're comparing multiple options, they're negotiating a lot harder, and they are willing to walk away from overpriced deals. That's what a selective market looks like. But here's the key, and I want to be very clear on this. Prices have not collapsed. This is a slowdown in activity, not a price crash. Let's run through the numbers on waiting. So if you're looking at a property today and it's priced at 1.2 million dirham, you decide to wait and you're expecting prices to drop. Let's assume there is a 10% correction, which is already quite aggressive, but let's just assume. That means that the new price would be, after 10% has dropped, 1.08 million dirham. Your potential upside of waiting is around about 120,000 dirham. That's the upside you're going to get. But what needs to happen for the price to drop? You need continued uncertainty, you need reduced demand, sustained supply pressure, and none of that's guaranteed. Okay, now if we look at the reality, now over the last 3 to 4 years, Dubai property has seen significant price growth across most key areas, a strong recovery post 2020. Now after COVID is where the prices initially dropped, but then they rapidly rebounded as a global demand flooded back into Dubai and a consistent demand from international investors, particularly from Europe, Russia, India, and a lot more high net worth, migration coming over to Dubai. Around 2021 onwards, the market shifted into a strong growth cycle. We saw record transaction volumes, rapid price appreciation in key communities, and in many cases, double-digit annual growth. And that was especially between 2021 and 2023. Now let's use a conservative assumption. 5% annual growth, even after the uncertain time in this market. After 3 years, if you purchased at 1.2 million, you would have 1.39 million dirham. If it was a 7% growth, which is still way under where Dubai has been recently, 1.2 million dirham would give you back around 1.47 million dirham. So by waiting, you're not just waiting for prices to drop. You're actually making 3 bets at the same time. You're betting against the market growth, because if the market grows even modestly, 5 to 7% per year, we've obviously just known what that can bring in. The price you're waiting for may never come, or worse, it comes but at a higher base price, so you're still paying more. You're betting against time in the market because real estate rewards time, not timing. If you enter today, you benefit from market growth, infrastructure development, and much more. If you wait, you lose that time completely and you don't get it back. You're also betting against compounding. Now, this is one that most people and investors underestimate because growth does not happen in a straight line. It compounds. Okay, so for example, if a property grows at 6% per year, year 1 is 1.2 million to 1.27 million. Year 2 is 1.27 million to 1.35 million. And year 3 is 1.35 to 1.43. So your gains start building on top of previous gains. Now let's look at if you buy today. because this is where, in my opinion, it gets really, really interesting. Right now, we're seeing a lot of developers and sellers offer incentives. For developers, we are seeing things like 4% DLD waivers, better payment plans. So on your 1.2 million investment, you'll save around 48,000 dirham if you did get a 4% DLD waiver. Now, for the sellers in the market, we are seeing negotiations up to 5 to 10%, which again means you could save between 60 and 120,000 dirham. Now, let's correct something very important. If you're purchasing directly from the developer, there is no standard payment plan. If you look at my previous videos, I've explained this many times. Imar are still doing an 80-20, which is 80% during construction, 20% on handover. But in today's market, and this is where it gets good, some developers are offering more flexible structures. They're offering lower upfront commitments and more investor-friendly terms. So it's not about cheap payments, it's about how efficiently can you deploy your capital. Now, in my opinion, and with my investors, this will improve your cash flow, your capital allocation, and your return on capital invested, which is how all my serious investors think. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture here, right? Today, I'm filming this video on the 31st of March, 2026. And yesterday, the government has announced a 1 billion dirham economic support package for businesses. This is designed to support businesses, stimulate economic growth, and maintain the growth momentum. So again, you're not buying into today's market. You're buying a future supported economy. And I want to be very clear here. Buying now is not always the right decision. You should consider waiting if you're buying in an oversupplied area, the price per square foot is too high versus the comparables, there's no differentiation, and you're not capitalizing on the developers' incentives and the sellers looking to exit because of the market situations going on right now. So here's the real framework of purchasing a property today. If you find a strong location, a good entry price, developer incentives, and the long-term growth, you buy. If not, you wait. Simple as that. Because timing the market is speculation. Analyzing the deal is 100% a good strategy. Right now, in the last 30 days, Dubai is certainly nowhere near a peak, but it's also not at a market crash. It's in what I like to call a transition phase. And in markets like this, the best investors don't wait for certainty. They position themselves early. Now, what I've done is I've created a private group for very serious investors. And this is where I share distressed opportunities, off-market deals, strong entry points. Now, I want to be clear, if you're not actively looking to purchase, please don't ask to join the group. I'm only looking for investors that are serious and they are looking to purchase. If you are one of those, fill out the form in the description below and mention on the form, distressed group chat. I'll reach out to you, I'll get you added so you can take advantage of some of the opportunities coming to the market right now. It's very important to capitalize as and where you can. If you found this video useful and you would like some more real data-driven insights, please like and subscribe the video. It really, really does help. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.